Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another interesting review and another Oberbayerisches Hell. This one is from Brauerei Schnitzlbaumer, located in town Traunstein in Oberbayern, so it's quite southern part of Oberbayern and southern part of Bavaria. Always right time for Bavarian Hells from Oberbayern in my opinion. And this is a brewer, of course. It's the first time that I'm having a beer from this brewery. As always on my channel, I try to review only one beer from each Bavarian brewery. The reason for that is, of course, that there are almost endless of breweries. So a little bit funnier to try new breweries, which means breweries that I haven't been reviewing from before. So it comes in this Euro bottle shape, as you can see, which is quite popular bottle shape for many breweries in the area. We can show you the top cap right here, by Schnitzlbaumer, the top label and the main label. Here you can see the logo also, Schnitzlbaumer Lagerbier. And there's the back label, very classical looking label in my opinion, and gives a real nice impression also of this brewery. Of course, I'll link to the brewer's website in the description box below, so you can feel free to check out that as well after the review. But Traunstein is the town where it comes from, or the city. I've been reviewing two other breweries from the town Traunstein before. It's Hofbräuhaus Traunstein and it's also Waschinger, if I remember correctly. Yes, those two ones. But this is Schnitzlbaumer and gives a really nice impression. So let's start with open up the bottle like this and pour it up into the for the beer style well-fitting glass. Always important to use the right type of glass for the beer style, in my opinion, because it really helps the right taste to be achieved for Helles. I really like this type of glass, to be honest, and as you can see, it looks really amazing in my opinion. Hope you agree with that. Let's get the aroma, which is really beautiful. You see two-finger white foam crown and a nice white head on it too, and very golden appearance with all the bubbles rising up, looking very beautiful in my opinion. Let's pour up the rest. This. Then we have it all into the glass. So let's give it a try. The Privatbrauerei Schnitzlbaumer Lagerbier from Traunstein in Oberbayern. Prost! Of course, really fresh. You see, you can easily feel the hops taste, which is of course not as dominant as it would be on the pills, but of course really fresh, extremely refreshing. This one, not as maybe as mild as a typical Bavarian Lager Hell or typical Bayerisches Hell that seems to be often very mild in taste. That's kind of the definition of the beer style compared to the more Dortmund or a little bit darker lager exports. But this one, a really great, fantastic, straightforward Bavarian Lager Hell. So a big recommendation. I really understand why it's very appreciated, and I believe also that it's the most sold beer from this brewery. And that's also why I'm choosing this one to review from this brewery. I think it's quite fair to try the most sold one from each brewery, or at least the most very popular beer style from each brewery. Can show it closer to you once again, the label, and read from it, site 1575, so a very old brewery. Privatbrauerei Schnitzlbaumer, Chiemgauer Brautradition, Lagerbier Hell, Braufamilie Frauendorfer, hausgebrautes Bier aus der Bierstadt Traunstein. And the back label, which says, Helles Lagerbier, erfrischend, süffisch und handwerklich nach bayerischer Art gebraut. Zutaten wasseriges Malz, Hopfen. Gebraut und abgefüllt von Privatbrauerei Schnitzlbaumer, 83278 Traunstein. Alcohol content 4.9% volume. Bayerisches Bier, Schnitzlbaumer DE. So this is a really nice one. And if you've been following my channel since before, you know that I do have some books about Bavarian breweries, where for example this book right here, by Markus Raupasch about all breweries in Bavaria. And here you can see Schnitzlbaumer, where it's located in Bavaria, the southern Bavaria. And the information that is recommendation export hell with 5.2% volume, Brauerei Schnitzlbaumer, Schnitzlbaumer DE, founded 1575. Philipp Frauendorfer is the brewmaster, Traunstein, Oberbayern, Privatbrauerei Schnitzlbaumer, Mühlenstraße 8 in Traunstein. That's the information that we have from that book. And of course I can also read some information from this brewer's website, which we have right here. Let's look back on the brewery history of the good old days when people, still typical journals and still demure. The boys were dashing, the dignitaries were a little bit posh, and the beer was still dark. To the year 1517, when the Traunstein citizens and beer brewer Philipp Schlipfenbacher laid the foundation of the long successful history of the Schnitzlbaumer beer with the purchase of a house on the Sonnenseile on the town square. 1613, the third generation of the Schlipfenbacher family sold the entire brewery, which name was Oberbayern, because of its special location at the town square, to the then mayor of Traunstein and owner of the Unterenbräu, Christoph Janer. Nach his death, 1642, his son Jakob followed in his footsteps and used all his strength to keep the brewery alive and if possible expand it. But he also died after only 4 years, and so the business passed on to widow Barbara and her son Johann, who had watched the city fire extinguish business in 1704. With a lot of intelligence and passion, Johann rebuilt the brewery and attached business from scratch, and finally inherited in 1729 to his son Johann II, who had emerged from the marriage with the daughter of Höllbräu. After his death, the brewery changed hands several times in the years that followed, but the focus was always on the high level of craftsmanship in brewing beer accordance with the Bavarian Purity Law. In 1889, the brewery, which meantime was also called Stangelbräu, finally passed from Heinrich Nassel to the former master brewer of the brewery Graf Töring in Jettenbach am Inn, Bernhard Schnitzlbaumer I, and his wife Anna, which is immediately called Brauerei Schnitzlbaumer. In a short time, Bernhard Schnitzlbaumer I achieved what many before him tried to achieve. The brewery was on solid ground, the beer output was more than satisfactory, and the seasoned brewery owner was popular and recognized in the township. This favorable upward trend continued after the son Bernhard II took over, who incidentally was one of the first graduates of the Bayer Colleagues Agriculture and Brewing in Weihenstephan, to be continued in 1913. Fortunately, First World War also took its toll in Traunstein, so that the brewery had to be shut down in times of need. Bernhard II joined forces of Josef Binder from Höllbräu and continued to be Traunsteiner beer with him in very modest circumstances, driven by grand entrepreneurial and ambition. The Schnitzlbaumer couple finally put their own brewery back into operation in 1919, expanded it and modernized it with line with the times, but suffered another severe setback in the Second World War. Again, the entire operation, bar and brewery, had to be rebuilt and renovated from the ground up. From 1964, Bernhard Schnitzlbaumer III consistently successfully continued his father's work together with wife Johanna in order to guarantee high quality. Bernhard III repeatedly invested large sums in technology and modernization of the brewery and the bar on the town square before responsibility was placed in the hands of Dr. Gabrielle and her husband Robert in 1994. Yeah, there's quite much history about this, more of course on the website. But I think that's it for now. Hope luck reviews, and see you again in next Bavarian beer review.